Hi guys, Pimp here. I'm taking over the stream real quick. I'm just waiting for Blaze and Ega to come into my call, then we're gonna be good to go. So I don't have any sorts of overlays. This is just like an emergency thing, so you can enjoy some sort of higher quality cast, and yeah, it should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. Hopefully everyone is gonna be fine. I mean, it's a pretty intense situation. Can't do much about it. Okay, so go. All right, guys. So. Never mind, no one is actually picking up the phone. Man, those guys. Amazing. So you know what? I'm just gonna be talking a bit about the draft. So far pretty interesting stuff here, of course. Legion Commander banned out in the first stage, and then a Turbo Blade. And here we go, here's Blaze, so this is great. Blaze, are you with me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear you fine? How's it going?
Oh, awesome stuff. Alright. Sun is a bit... Wait a second, I'm gonna be restarting my Skype real quick. So I can turn out my proxy because, well, sound quality is a bit bad. It's gonna be 2 minutes.
Sure.
Okay. Start tight. Sorry for that. Gotta use some proxy. I'm in my super secret account. Right, now we're better. Woo!
Yeah.
Sweet. Perfect. Now we're good, actually.
Cool.
There we go. Hello.
Alrighty, so we're underway here. Are we live or is this unheard? Okay, sure. Just make nothing fancy. Cool. So, thank you guys for tuning in here. It's Beyond the Summit presentation of the Starladder Europe match, Virtus Pro versus Fnatic here. We did switch things up a little bit as my internet isn't really that suitable for streaming, as we kind of saw in the last few games here. We're going to be switching it up to somebody who really has a knack for it here. Pimp Uncle, he's an experienced observer. He's a really awesome IT guy, and he knows what he's doing when it comes down to hosting a stream. So he'll be taking you guys through the camera work here for at least this game, and we'll obviously discuss it for the rest of the day. There's a total of 5 games. We've taken down 2. It feels like so much more, but man, the hour-long games really rack up the time. Anyways, we're getting into this matchup here, and before I get too far ahead of myself, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and let's see what the draft has in store for us. A bit of a speed draft here. We have Death Prophet, Legion Commander, Spectre, and Terrorblade banned out with Virtus Pro. They pick up the Shadow Demon Mirana, Jottum Bottom, gotta remember that one. Doom and Viper are gonna come out, and a lot of potential there for this lineup. But Fnatic, they're going to answer with a Batrider, Brew, and Ogre after having banned out the Faceless, the Razor, the Centaur, and the Nagasiren. Finally picking up a 4th pick Morphling here. So already, EGAD, what do you think of the draft?
I absolutely love Ogre Magi. Like I think he needs to be picked so much more. Like he can offlane with this new health regen. I may be a little dramatic, but I absolutely love Ogre, and I really like seeing either supportive or offlane role. He can sustain pretty well. He's got the extra health per 5 or the extra health regen, excuse me. I don't know why I just said that. But waiting for the final ban to come in from Virtus Pro. They have Potom for Jottum and Shadow Demon, so they got the Disruption Arrow combination, and I wonder what they're going to put into that for the tri-lane. It also could be the roaming supports to come in, and Doom could just offlane, try to get a good jungle minion, and just eat that one up for good passive vulnerability. But what are they going to ban away here? Fnatic do need one more support, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they ban an Earthshaker, take it away from Hani there, but we'll see. Okay, Skywrath Mage will go away.
Yeah, a magical burst nuke and some good silences to shut down the Mirana could be very difficult to deal with, so they just don't want to have that on the table. It's kind of surprising it went all the way to phase 3. Sometimes we see it actually be like a first man, first pick type thing, but not for these guys here. The Shadow Demon Mirana really is Virtus Pro's signature go-to. Like, it's not even the gimmick that you usually looked at it in the earlier patches, seeing it a lot in 6.81 before the nerf to Sacred Arrow and such. But in this case, Jottum, like, he doesn't even need the assistance to land some amazing arrows. He's really just able to accomplish so much with this hero. And the Shadow Demon is just there to make things a little more stable on the harder to pick heroes. Maybe make it so they can hit a Morphling before he's able to get the waveform off, just based on the fact that the arrow hitbox can actually be in contact with a hero model when the disruption concludes. So potential for a lot of cool things like that. But VP have to run out their lineup with something here. We have seen interesting pickups like the Nyx Assassin to try to deal with the Bat Rider. It's not going to be the Silencer in this case, which would have been pretty nice with the Global. But still, they feel like they have a pretty good level of control with the slowing effects from Viper and Shadow Demon, and the stun and silences from Mirana and Doom.
I mean, yeah, there's going to be so much to deny the Brewmaster split, if anything. So Blink Dagger on Doom is going to be a nightmare for this Brewmaster, and it could be a nightmare for Morphling as well, but we'll have to see, because once he gets the Aghanim Scepter, that's when it's going to be like super duper important. Nature's Prophet will be the final pickup for Virtus Pro here, so this is going to be maybe Mirana will farm, Shadow Demon will be there, and Prophet could offlane and just use TP around. We saw that happen last game, and Doom could just like jungle. But
yeah, but in this case, I've seen a lot of Virtus Pro and recently, and Sidoi has always run the Nature's Prophet in the off lane. Mirana and Shadow Demon is going to be the support roaming duo. You don't give Virtus Pro the Priestess of the Moon and not put it on Jottam. He's just too incredible. And then from there, BZZ has the option. G kind of flexible as a utility mid player, and we have seen BZZ play heroes like the Viper. So I'm not a really big fan of mid Doom, especially not against a hero like Brewmaster. So I would expect the Viper to go there, but all the same, it is worth noting that the Doom could be laned in either configuration.
all right, and the final pick for Fnatic's side, what do they want to pick up? The Bane. All right. That is so much CC with an Ogre Magi. You just put him to sleep. If you can get a multicast, luckily enough for Ogre Magi, they buffed it, so maybe we'll get a 2x multicast early on when that 6 comes in. And then Bane just gets his ultimate off on top of that. It's about like 8 seconds of CC that you're just going to have a really tough time dealing with. And if you get caught up by the Bat Rider as well, I absolutely love what Fnatic's team comp is doing. But again, Virtus Pro side, you got Potom Jottam and just Doom galore. So it's going to be very scary from both sides.
Yeah, I really think the cool thing about Fnatic's lineup is how durable they are. Bane is one of the tankiest supports you can get, not only with the Brain Sap healing effect, but just with base stats. He's really strong as far as armor values and HP. And the Ogre Magi, he has that HP sustainability. He has a great amount of base strength and armor. He's able to really just take as much as he gives. He's able to survive. Morphling, therefore, might be the focus target, but with him, as long as he has mana, he should be able to at least strength morph enough to bait VP in a little deep, and obviously to try to survive on the tail end of it. So in general, I really like the fact that it's kind of this unkillable lineup. We'll just have to make sure that they get things accomplished in an offensive sense.
And as we're into the game here, let's just go over the lineups. It's going to be, from the side of Fnatic, we got Ace on the Bat Rider, whose wings aren't flapping for me. I don't know if that's true for you. And Come With Me is going to be on the Ogre Magi, while Arise will be taking the Brewmaster mid, and Rise will be going down bot with that Bane, and Hani will picking up the Morphling to bring it to the late game. And goes for the Tangos and Wraithband start.
Yeah, so looking over at Virtus Pro, that we're going to see from left to right, Jottam is going to be running on that roaming Mirana. Got the smoke already up, a couple of clarities, really wants to spam out those arrows. We're going to be seeing a Observer Ward well placed by the side of Fnatic that will scout out his early movements, but still should be finding opportunities to smoke maybe in a little bit of the more eastern realm. He's going to be supporting alongside the Shadow Demon played by Yul, who has gone for the boots first to get that setup initiation. And it's going to be them supporting initially BZZ is Perfect, aka 633 here on the safe lane Doom. Finally, that leaves G to play the Viper in the mid lane with a Wraithband and Tangle Pool to start, and the boots first Sidoi down on the bottom lane, off lane Nature's Prophet, as he so often plays.
All right, and the fight for the first runes, will they happen is the question. Yol's going to be able to get this DD as well as the bounty rune up top. They want to get it for the mid lanes, but some nice little tree micro is going to stop Come With Me for a little bit. Well, he's stunned for it. He doesn't even have the ability levels. Jottam will just leap in there. Just be a little annoying. He gets slowed up, and maybe the club to the face. Going to catch up? Oh, there you go. And Come With Me is going to actually maybe chase this one out. Leap is down for a little bit, but gets to the high ground. He'll be just fine. Oh, Yol. Yol's coming in. Auto attacks to the DD. Disruption, not leveled.
I mean, if this wasn't a 7 armor hero, this would be very threatening. But he needs a triangle block here to really make it happen. Doesn't work out. Come With Me will get the hit, the ignite, and now they're going to try to turn it around. Yeah, Sticky Napalm gonna stack up. Yol has the boots, but is it gonna be enough to get him out of here? Clarity up from Ogre Magi, getting close to the ignite, but no. It's gonna be G to take off that clarity and keep Yol on the run. So close calls, multiple counts. The end of the day, though, is a lot of occupied time from the side of Fnatic, and Jotum is forced to go for Leap level 1, which means he's not gonna be getting any kill potential until he gets some independent experience from these creep pulls.
It looks like they're going for a 2-1-2 from the Fnatic side as well, just leaving Ryze in the jungle to just pull, and then putting the Ogre Magi with Ace on that Bat Rider. So that's actually going to be relatively interesting because Ace can't really farm up here too well because he doesn't have Firefly just yet, and Come With Me will just be that's protective cloak that he needs. As you know, Jotum without arrow is going to be pretty lackluster for now. And Ace is going to just keep on giving those auto attacks away. But BZZ, he's getting some seriously good free farm up here. So he'll be topping that board with G.
Mm-hmm. So important to note that Brewmaster up against the Viper is generally going to look for a single pill. Oh, top lane, we do see some nice damage coming out. Ace is going to be the one to drop most readily.
He's dead?
And yeah, last right click, almost enough. They need one more. They're not going to find it. Just barely slipping through their fingers.
Just those boots working out pretty well for him. Well, Come With Me just really doesn't care about BZZ hitting him. He's got those little army of creeps, and he'll just use them for some backup. As the runes spawn, we're going to see the supports go on through. Yol has the invisibility and try to do something to Arise, but did get... Actually, I don't believe he got spotted out, so he's just going to bottle crow it up and make sure the courier goes the safer way.
Most definitely.
Yol was definitely trying to snipe it off.
Yep, but not going to work out for him. The courier's a little too fast with only 2 sips taken out of the bottle. And that's the difference factor for Yul not finding that opening. Still has a great tool for disruption if he does get to the front side of the tower very quickly. But the Brewmaster has already skilled up his Drunken Haze. This is what I was going to talk about. It's up against a Viper. At level 4, you almost always go for Drunken Haze as the Brew so that you can just nullify essentially what the only thing this hero can do, which is right-click. And with that, it's going to be more difficult for him to find CS on the lane. And we're going to see Brewmaster edge his way back into it just ever so slowly.
Yeah, and you know, Hani's been left alone to farm to his own devices, and Ryze has been trying to get a little bit of XP. There's pings coming out up top. They want to try to get another kill here on the Ace. He does not have Firefly. He's still level 1. So he is having a pretty rough time here. He's trying to get it as fast as possible. With Come With Me leeching some XP, it's just so rough. Yol wants to come on in here. He's got the boost.
No.
The disruption comes through. Arrow is going to get blocked by Come With Me. Nice play by him. Ace is going to try to turn around here, but you got to be careful. Scorched Earth on top of it. They get the stun, but they're not doing all that much damage to Yol just yet. The sticky napalm stacks are coming through. They're going to be able to get 1 kill. Ryze gets the first one on the Sadoy, though, in the bot lane. In the meantime, while Come With Me is running away up top, pops the salve, and Jotum, his bottom is going to go down. Ace gets Firefly. He's going to sticky napalm. The stun comes in from Come With Me. Is he going to be able to live is the question. There's no level death, no Scorched Earth for now, and he doesn't even have a minion, a creep passive from that creep camp. While up top, Sadoy actually TP's in and does get a kill as G comes in for the last tick with that poison attack, and that's going to be a 2 for 3, I guess, across the map.
Yeah, 3 for 3 in total. It's actually absolutely wild. The Nature Prophet, his last auto attack, or maybe the Treants were able to get the last hit on to the Bane as he gets killed off by the Bane. So Bane gets the first blood, but still Sadoy nets 1 kill. And then when he respawns, he comes in and cleans up a second. So in the end, there's a lot of activity, some crazy back and forth. Magic Sticks really being the way to stay alive when it comes down to the Ogre Magi. But in the end, 3 for 3, they're going to try to make even more kills happen with the smoke movement from Come With Me and Ryze.
Gotta say that was,
smoke on smoke. They're both breaking. It's going to be Nightmare on Disruption, but the arrow will connect onto a Ryze, and that's the big one with G delivering the double damage.
He's gone. And the TP in from Sadoy as well. They're going to try to sprout up Come With Me. They do. Oh, this is really bad for them. G has the double damage room on top of that poison attack. And that's going to be a quick 2 for 0. And maybe Ryze too. Uh-oh, G, he's level 6. He's got that ultimate. We'll slow him down for a little bit. The sleep is going to fade away. And with the damage from Corrosive Skin, it's going to force him back quite a bit.
Hani just gives a ton of space created for him, though. As the Fnatic supports rotate about, and they use the smoke and occupy VP's attention, Hani's going to be able to farm up quite extensively. Right now, he wasn't doing that great farming under his tower, but as you get a couple more stats out of your levels, you're able to just commit that many more points to the Agimorph, and now last thing is a breeze for him. He's 27-7, and he's going to be able to start pushing that bottom tier 1 tower if he wants. Didn't go for the Vasier Aquila, so it is going to be slow going, but it's still a hero that can accomplish this very well just with the wave clear alone.
I gotta say, if you give too much room for for a Morphling to farm. It's kind of like How-esque from Newbie. He just goes absolutely nuts, and it's almost impossible to kill him once he gets the early Lincoln Sphere. And depending on the timing of the Lincoln Sphere, it's going to be scary for VP to deal with. You know, he'll be able to stop Doom. He'll be able to stop the ultimate coming in from Viper. So we'll see if he can get there.
Yeah, one big thing about Doom, though, against a Morphling is even without the fact that it disables passives, Doom is still a really good spell to use on a Morphling. Obviously, we're going to see Disruption come out. Jotum will be able to follow it up with an arrow on to Come With Me, but it's not the range they wanted, and the Soul Catcher will connect.
Yol's gonna die. They do end up getting Sedoy's ultimate though, and Yol follows suit as Ace is gonna try to go on in here. The second Starfall comes out, and they do kill him as Arise is coming in now, trying to clean up something. He does have split at this point. G, in the meantime, is on a killing spree. He finds a kill on Arise. There is the Thunderclap to come in from Arise to pick up the kill, and they make it a 2-for-1 so far. Yol is here. He's got the Disruption. He does have some extra damage from Soul Catcher, if anything. And will they pick up the kill? There's the split forced out, and Yol, what are you doing, buddy? He's gonna end up falling.
Yeah,
maybe even 63.
Delaying it, the immolation will take effect, and Yol will be going down. He really wants to right click and then disrupt, but now actually BZZ in a really bad spot here. Will try to move very quickly away, gets the Doom out onto Ace, but they split their spells across 2 targets, and G in the meantime just is having so much fun against these supports. First the Bane, now the Ogre. He just says, "This is my lane. Why are you coming to my lane? Get out!" And certainly accomplishing just that. We will see Ace get out of the Doom, though, and they will walk away with the top lane intact.
Relatively interesting fights, I gotta say. The Bruce split worked out pretty well for himself, too. A little bit of misplay from Yol, but... Alright, Fnatic finds something, but G, in the meantime, he's 4-0. He got 2 solo kills in that mid lane. That was... I couldn't see it, unfortunately, because I was focusing on top. Yeah. That was weird.
I mean, level 3 and level 4 heroes should not be directly contesting the Viper in any capacity at this state of the game. He's got 2 points of Nether Toxin, he's got 4 points of Corrosive Skin. If they try to do anything offensive to him, he's gonna just send them packing. Really just telling them to get out, to go back to where they came from, and indeed they do. Oh, you see Sedoy now is going to be farming up a triple Null Talisman build on top of Treads, and now picking up the Row of the Magi, so... Obviously, the 2 options here are going to be the Blade Mail that is probably expected here, or the Orchid, which would be really good against the Brewmaster.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he went for straight Blade Mail, though. It does do quite a bit of work for itself, if you can like time it for a multicast, or even if you can do when a Bane tries to Brain Sap you or something like that, but... I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Orchid either, so we'll see where he goes.
Really, really good against a lot of Fnatic's heroes. I think like there's at least 3 heroes I would say are completely countered by silence effects, and obviously we saw how great the Orchid was in that last game, coupled with Sprout when trying to find pickoffs. It's definitely my preference, but we've seen that flavor of the month built, and we know that it is prevalent even in the games where, in my opinion, it doesn't really belong.
All right, so I'll put my money on him getting a Blade Mail. You put yours on him getting an Orchid. So we'll see where it goes from there. But
I don't think he's gonna get it. I just think he should. But, it's a difference of opinion there. He's the pro player, and I'll respect his choice one way or another.
True that. So we'll see where it goes. All right, Ace up top. Excuse me. He's still trying to farm out his Blink Dagger. He's at 1,500 gold, so he needs about 700 more. And G, in the meantime, he got that really, really early mech. And what a lot of people were saying was that, Fada's just dead because he can't build mech on Viper anymore. And G kind of proving us wrong and doing it anyway, despite its mana cost. But he has to manage his mana really, really well to put that to complete use. And Yol and Jotum smoked up. They're going towards this bot lane. They might want to try to finally do something to Hani here. Maybe not.
It's going to be really hard to find a kill on Hani. At this stage, he's got 4 points in Strength Morph. They need, I honestly think, 4 heroes to actually bring him down. They're going to commit 3. We'll see how it pans out. Jotum, the Soul Catcher does connect, but the arrow is
he's already morphing.
Going to be followed up with a Doom. He's going to be permanently Strength Morphing. Or, no, he's full Agi right now. He didn't get the Morph off.
He did get the Morph off. Yeah, he did.
He did? Yeah. Okay, so why wasn't he morphing then? Is that
he was.
disabled?
You just couldn't see it with the Doom.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm reading it wrong. I'm obviously extremely tired at this point in time, but he is full strength, not full Agi. Red and green, they're very similar colors quite clearly. But no, yeah, he was at max capacity there and just couldn't go any further into that stat. He does go down, and that was a really good use of the Doom early game.
Yeah, I gotta say. Caught him before he could pick up Perseverance, caught him before he could get anywhere near his Lincolns, and definitely a much needed kill. And up top, G and Sadoy, they're going to work on this top tier 1, and it looks like it'll fall. Last hit, gonna go over to the Dire. And this is a really good start from VP. They've definitely been showing that they put G to work on this Viper mid. And even BZZ, he's been farming up quite a bit. He's working towards his Blink Dagger at this point too. He's stacking up some camps in the jungle there, trying to find a good creep.
But Ace is already there, so that's a pretty big deal for him. And he's actually got another stack on top of that he can farm up pretty easily with the Max Firefly and 2 in the Napalm, as is a pretty standard build these days with the Napalm nerf.
Yeah.
So he's in a good position to control it. They also get some good ward control, but he's probably going to pay for it with his life.
Soulcatcher Arrow, he's looking to go down. Gee, what are you doing on the side of the screen? Finds himself a kill. Rise will fall to Jotum, and oh man, G is on fire right now.
He's finding so many easy openings. He just has a movement speed advantage. He's able to close distance with that haste rune and use the Viper Strike to make sure they have no hope of getting out. And even stealing a couple creeps here, Jotum does pick up some of the neutrals that Batrider was looking to build up, and the support bottom is going to be doing some real work in the near future. Already 2 kills, 5 assists, but obviously building up towards the net worth is going to be his main objective. If you actually look at the net worth chart, it's broken down into really 3 tiers right now. There's the 4K tier for the Doom through Brewmaster. The super fed Viper is just
the G
a
tier.
mile ahead. And then everything else is support, 2K or below. So yeah, we'll see if Virtus Pro can break this support into a semi-carry and try to break into that second tier. But for now, at least, he's just going to be happy creating space and creating opportunities for G.
It honestly is going to come down to Fnatic and to see if Ace can try to get these Blink Lassos off. If he can, then I can see the comeback happening, but you can't just jump in onto G because he is way too tanky. So he's got to start trying to find some more... Gotta try finding some smaller pickoffs, maybe try to get a support or maybe even Sadoy, but he hasn't shown that he has the Blink Dagger yet, so he's going to try to catch them off guard. So I really think it's going to be up to him to start mounting this comeback, and then Bane needs to get 6. When he gets 6, that's when we'll see him start gripping people and maybe keeping them out of the fight and trying to establish that zone. And it looks like a little bit of lag for VP's side, but hopefully it'll resolve itself quickly, and we'll get back into it. But either way, Fnatic having a bit of a rough time to start this game out, even with Hani having like a whole lane to himself. G on that Viper is just absolutely monstrous.
Yeah, free farm is one thing, but getting absolutely just mind-bogglingly fed is a completely different thing entirely. Like, he doesn't have that much to boast about as far as CS goes, just a little bit behind the Morphling here, but the kill count, he's just racking it up. And at this point, it's they're kind of fattening the calf here. They're looking to feed this Pinata to the point that when they actually do kill him, he gives away a huge killing spree as well as a lot of rubber band, but it's obviously not their main intention. They don't want him this big because for a hero like Viper, it definitely gets to a point of no return where unless they go for like a 5 versus 1 Fiend Script play, he might not be able to be brought down. He can get that tanky. So Fnatic definitely have to watch it back there.
And looks like the lag is just switching between G and Yol at this point, but Arise is trying to push out towards mid right now. They currently have some TP, so they could respond, if anything. And I don't really know what they're going to try to do right now. I mean, Hani is just trying to free farm up top. BZZ is up there. If he got some support, he could definitely kill Hani, but it's still really hard at this point.
Yeah. I think they really just need to get level 6 on their supports. They need to win one good fight off of a lasso or a primal split initiation. That'll give them the hero-based experience to bring them to the time frame where we'll see multicast, we'll see Fiend's Grips, and then they'll be able to secure kills for themselves. So kind of teaching them to fish and sending them forth to pick off some core heroes. But for now, their jungle's being invaded, their top lane's being bottom lane's being pressured, and they aren't going to find an easy target to single out unless... for some reason, Yul starts going YOLO once he comes back into this game.
I mean, if he wants to just go straight in onto this brew and he actually doesn't have enough mana for it to disrupt, then by all means, just sacrifice yourself. Why not? He's got split. So it would require a disrupt and then an immediate teleport from the Doom. So I doubt they're going to do it. But in the long run, when this game gets later, I kind of want to say that that Hani's going to be left to his own devices because the Brew will fall off just a little bit, even with the split. And then Ogre Magi, he's got Bloodlust, so this Morphling is going to be scary throughout the entire game. At least once it gets to that point when he has items. and then you'll see Bloodlust come and take effect.
Yeah, definitely a lot of potential there, and in general, it's just a good burst combo for bringing down these lower HP heroes like Mirana. So we'll see if he can actually build up at least treads to give himself a little bit of raw HP, and then kind of move in towards maybe a casual drum pickup or something to stay in the action despite things like the Thunderclap and Fire Blast being thrown around there. But it's okay now. We're raring to go, and I would love to see some action once again. So we'll see the full reconnects. Everybody back in, and it looks like we are going to have a game on our hands once again. Now, Doom is going to be going for a pretty slow build-up. 63 does have 1,800 gold, so maybe he wants to go back for something like a farm enhancer such as the Hand of Midas. But for now, it just looks like kind of the casual drum phase build. Nothing too spectacular.
They just used Moonlight Shadow there. I don't know for what, but they're trying to dive. Actually, they're going to dive on to Come With Me. I just noticed all three members down there. G is just going to go in, try to get himself another kill. Misses the first poison strike. The arrow doesn't connect, and even with Sidoi's ultimate, they still are having some trouble whittling him down. He gets away into the tree line, but there's that one pesky tree ant just giving vision. In the meantime...
Yeah, they're going to get the Doom out on the Morphling once again. This time, he won't be able to get the Strength Morph that he needs off. But, wow, really? That was a very, very long chase. In the end, they do bring him down, though, and we aren't going to see the Primal Split go out onto the Doom. That with the Napalm stacks, with the stuns, they are bringing him down below half HP, but it's going to be the Lasso plus Disruption, halting them both in their tracks here as BZC gets right-clicked down by the bat.
Well, Rise is going to chase on a Yol here. It doesn't look like he'll be able to get the kill now. All right, Flameblade didn't have enough mana there, and it'll be a one-for-one trade across the map.
Yeah, but still getting the second pick off on the Morphling here, delaying whatever item he wants to progress towards is absolutely immense. We actually see a Bracer picked up on him as well as the Ring of Health, so just some raw survivability items that aren't really going to be seen in their full potency for quite some time. So I'm curious where he progresses from here, but it seems like he's already kind of ill at ease with the fact that he's been pressured so hard.
All right, this is progressing pretty well from the side of VP. They have the Blade Mail and they have the Blink Dagger on Doom now too. They're trying to catch out Jotum, but there's really not much range on the Fire Blast from the Ogre, so you can't really catch him out. And all 5 members of Fnatic have made their way towards this bot lane. And they're going to go run around the jungle and try to get people picked off. But this ward, it's putting in some serious work and giving away a lot of the positions here from Fnatic's side. And Jotum, gotta be careful there. There's a Blink Dagger on a Rise, but he's not going to choose to fully commit to it. And maybe this ward will finally fall. There it goes.
Yeah, getting some control there, but it looks like we want to see a fight picked. A nice Blink Stomp coming through to start things off, and they get the Doom onto Ace. Rise with no ultimate, no way to contribute beyond just that simple little Brain Sap, and actually gonna Nightmare Sidoi barely getting out.
Whoa! Rise gets disrupted. Okay, he's dead. And in the meantime, Ace doesn't tick away, so he's able to get away as well, and he'll just teleport back to the base and heal up. But either way, they find the free pick onto a Rise for nobody.
So, yeah, just ultimates. They get a nice little pick off there, and it's like not like it was expending something for nothing. They definitely got the Brewmaster kill, and right now Fnatic doesn't have a way to answer back. Like, the lasso is a huge opportunity, but only if VP can be caught up by themselves. There's no Force Staff to pull them out. Now the arrow coming in. Ogre out in no man's land and being chopped down. He will fall alongside his tier 1 tower here in the mid.
Yeah, gotta say that was a nice arrow from Jotum. Finally connecting those with the bottom without anybody else to assist. They're gonna pop the Moonlight Shadow and they're gonna go back in here as it actually is Sidoi being lassoed back in. Rise is trying to pick up the last hit, but can they see him? They cannot. He fades away.
Oh,
there's a 2-man stop coming in from BZZ. The arrow connects for a kill, and Sprout on top of it with Rise picking up the second, and with Rise falling in that one. His Prophet picks up the second kill. Rise is here though. He's gonna blink clap and just slap Sidoi in the face. Now Jotum, gotta be careful. He's got the leap away. There it goes, and he'll be able to make it out. So they traded 1 for 2.
Yeah, so a very action-packed game, but in general, the kills are favoring Virtus Pro, and that obviously is going to allow a lot more kill momentum on the Viper. 6-0 and 3, G, top of the net worth, and Hani, his piece-by-piece farm here, just wave-forming down creeps, is not that incredible. Like, it's good enough. He's going to be able to get a really good buildup of items relatively quick, but Virtus.pro just seem to be outpacing that with things like the global teleport for efficient farming with Nature's Prophet, the Devourer of the Doom, and the massive kill count on this Viper.
All right, this Viper needs to be dealt with. I don't know how. 6-0. Still has a mech, has a VIP booster too on top. Yeah, point booster, excuse me, on top of that. And he's looking for an Ags. So he just really wants to just keep spamming out Viper Strike. That is going to be really scary for the supports, I gotta say. Especially the Bane. And they're roaming around right now currently. Yol trying to stop a Rise just a bit. He'll actually use the Purge on him. Gotta be careful here. There's a disruption on top of it. Jotum is not in range for an arrow just yet. But stopping Arise's blink for now. Jotum's gonna look for it. Possibly he's getting in range. The Doom comes in from Arise as well as the Sprout. And Arise gonna get hit by that arrow. No, actually, it's gonna go through. Not gonna find anybody else.
Just kill him so quickly, it doesn't matter. Like, in that kind of pincer formation, like, I don't know what the Brewmaster's trying to accomplish in that specific area without his teammates nearby. He knows how great VP are finding those opportunities now that they have the Blink Dagger on to the Doom. But yeah, the Brewmaster's just kind of roaming about. Yol buys plenty of time for them to set things up, and they just get a huge chain of initiation staggered over a very extended period of time, as well as a nice little distance as he treks back home.
And they get a free Roche out of that kill, so this game is looking really in the control of VP. They're warding aggressively up here and over there, so they're just trying to keep a lot of vision and control on these roaming around supports and whoever else is trying to get runes or anything like that.
We're also going to be seeing just a general gradual build-up of a lot of the support staff of Virtus.pro. We're going to see Necronomicon come out for Sadoy, probably a mobility item picked up for the Shadow Demon pretty soon. Jotum has a medallion, and they're looking for another kill. They don't have the Doom this time around, though, and looks like they are going to have to let him go until at least the Sprout connects, and the right clicks keep the blink on cooldown.
There's the arrow. Disruption going to be coming in is the question. Oh, it looks like Jotum will be picking up the kill with that Starfall. And I guess someone's at my door, so I'll be right back.
Fair enough. So we're just going to see movement across the board here. Virtus.pro claiming some really good kills here, just continuing to build this momentum. Right now, the gold graph is showing they're almost 10,000 ahead of Fnatic, as well the experience graph is moving in towards that 7,500 value. So it's really, it's on all of Fnatic to make use of their ultimates in particular. Like, we haven't seen that great of play coming out from the Bane in particular, as he's only recently hit level 6 and 7. But they need big lassos, they need big splits, and that's just in an effort to make sure that Hani can get some farm that VP don't match. Because right now they're always at least keeping pace with the Morphling, if not completely outrunning him when it comes to this net worth count. And with the tower on top, with the amount of kills and pickoffs they've been finding, it only seems to be getting worse from here.
All right. So, yeah, I didn't really get to see that pickoff, but either way, Ace. Still trying to Firefly away. I'm trying to get my bearings of this. Is Hani up top. He's just going to strength forth and TP out. So he's good to go. Meanwhile, there's that smoke gang coming back in mid again. They're looking for something. They're trying to find Ace right now. They ping it out. They're looking for it. Their smoke will pop. Rise. They'll blink up top. He misses the stomp, unfortunately. And now they chase down. The arrow connects. Can they get the kill on Rise is the question. He's got the sap and the Doom and the Starfall. Yep. And then the Prophet ultimate.
If you commit enough ultimates, you can get any kill you want. But I don't know if they wanted him that bad. Either way, top lane Sadoy and takes some major hits. The Moonlight Shadow. Do they have the detection? No, they're spamming AoE spells. They don't have any way of seeing this, but the damage over time is almost enough. Take him down to 57 HP. They go for the blind blink clav. They try to make the cool play happen, but no. He's already safe and sound back home, and you got to think, where are the sentry wards? And it's on the hero that got picked off. Rise had the sentries available, but obviously not really able to do much with them from the grave.
All right, and all right, he gets out, which was surprising enough. That was a good Moonlight Shadow. He's building towards the Necronomicon, so going for that rat style build, and you'll see it come into effect right now. They push straight down to the T2 in the mid, and it looks like it'll fall. And this game is just so handily in the control of VP. Like, you can't extend any further out than your tower, and they're trying to do right now from the side of Fnatic as a Rise and come with me, just doing what they can to push out and try to get some kind of space or aggression towards the top lane. And as soon as the lane pushes, they just TP out. And Arise, he's got his blink, he's got a TP, he should be fine. Yeah.
They're not able to take many resources off the map, and in the meantime, Sadoy, he's parking in the Radiant Jungle. He's happy to keep farming and taking gold off the map from Fnatic, and they need to find a pick so badly, but where is their surprise factor when they got this nice little lane ward that's been for the past 5 minutes controlling and visualizing the mid lane? So it's just they know where at least Ryze has been moving a lot in the mid, and now we finally see a little bit of an exchange between the two core heroes. Hani does eat the Viper Strike, but that's about it here. He's going to get the linkage pretty soon.
They get the sleep on Najadam, though. It looks like they might try to chase this one out. Ace is there. He'll blink lasso, pull him back, and he'll end up falling to the waveform from Hani, and that'll be a nice needed kill definitely for him. So he's got 1 kill now. He's 1-2-1 at 21 minutes. So gotta say he's been farming quite a bit, but still at net worth, he's fallen behind by 3,000 plus gold.
Every kill is a big deal here. When they're so far behind a net worth, they can get a lot out of it, and obviously ending the little kill streak here it may seem like it's small. It's just a support Mirana, but the support Mirana has been running all over their lineup for a very long time. So although it's not the ideal target, it's one that they can take to the bank and build up that Lincoln Sphere, which is going to enable him to survive a little bit better against multiple situations. Obviously, the Doom has to level death for the Doom. We don't see any Force Staffs or anything breaking it, and the Maelstrom no longer procs the Lincolns. So, yeah, in this position, Virtus.pro, they're going to have to commit a big spell to actually break the Lincolns until they pick up a Force Staff on what I would guess is the Shadow Demon.
Yes, he's saving up currently for it, so I believe he'll be able to pick it up soon. The Force Staff was picked up recently by Ace, so he's able to pull people quite a distance with that lasso. And Sadoy, he's still working towards his Necronomicon 3. They might actually be able to find a pick here onto Yol with Come With Me rotating in with a Rise. They have the smoke available, and Come With Me is about to actually fade, so Yol might be in some serious trouble here. But BZZ might be able to change it up, depending how the fight goes. But we'll have to wait to see when they reconnect back in. The way this game is going, the state of it, the Viper 6-0 and 4 needs to die if Fnatic want to have a chance. It's just absolutely absurd how big he is right now. He's got his Ags, he's got a Aegis, and the mech is just so big.
But as I said before, if he's not going to get literally 1 versus 4, 1 versus 5, I don't really see that happening. Maybe once, but twice? I don't know. He's got, right now, 1680 HP to chew through. Anytime they're doing damage to him, they're also inflicting it on themselves with the Corrosive. And on top of that, that's 2 lives. So that's over 3,200 HP you're trying to work through. He's got a lot of armor, a good amount of magic resistance, and that's not even counting the mechanism. Like, this guy is so darn huge. This is what you'd expect from a Viper at the 30-minute mark, not the 21-minute mark, when you've just now barely picked up your Lincoln Sphere. This is the danger zone, and they are walking a very fine line every time they go toe-to-toe with him.
And the supports as well from the Fnatic side are having a bit of a rough time. Ogre Magi has it level 6, so Come With Me does have the chance for the multicast, and it's only at 2 times, but it still helps out quite a bit. And the Bane, I still haven't seen him use Fiend's Grip just yet, so once he's able to get in range for that and try to turn a fight with that, it could help out quite a bit. I believe all he's going to look to do is probably just sleep Viper in the fight and hope to God that his team can win the rest of it. But this is all speculation from me, so...
I'm kind of confused about the Tranquil Boots pickup from the Ogre Magi. I mean, I like the general idea in Dota 2 of you have one thing that's really strong and you make it stronger, but it comes to a point where eventually it's too much. Base HP regen of 16 and an armor value of 12, you just don't need that at this stage in the game compared to just some good old-fashioned mana regen. So I usually see the Soul Ring before anything like that. No matter the case, he's going to be at least getting a lot of benefit from the movement speed as he looks to close distance on multiple targets, perhaps Yol if he gets him in his sights. For now, it's going to be the final unpause. Hopefully we don't have many more long, drawn-out disruptions of the cast, but Virtus.pro look to get back into it, and Fnatic are ready to go as well. So, the Batrider, of course, with the Force Staff, has some real kill potential on pulling people out of position, but they still have some good defensive play that they can respond with. If the Shadow Demon's in the right position, he can, of course, defensive disrupt. The arrow can follow a pretty clear trajectory towards where the Batrider is lurking, and, of course, we've seen Nature Prophet and his global presence can respond to those difficult situations as well. So, it's still a difficult thing to deal with, but it's not insurmountable, and VP obviously have the gold behind them to feel confident in any clash. But first, it's going to be on Yol here. Should be going down immediately. Like, the Dukes will come through. He will disrupt himself, but there is no hope here. Only the delay and inevitably the death. Hey, your call, man. I don't want to.
I guess. Because apparently Eggert has got some contraction stuff going, so let's just change co-casters real quick. That's such a scrappy cast. Hopefully everyone's gonna be still alright. And also, I don't have my usual mic plugged in. It's... Well, I got the effects on it, so it should be okay. But, you know, just having a good time right here. Anyways, well, let's see if this works out.
Sure enough, man. So, what do you think of the game so far? I mean, obviously, Virtus Pro, they've been dominating, but from here on out, do Fnatic have a shot in hell? A popsicle's chance in hell, really?
Yeah, it's kinda... Yes, they do, just because I think the Hani Morphling can do a lot of stuff. He now picks himself up a Linken's, he had the Bracer for quite some time. It's like so hard to make some sort of comeback happen when you have this scary of a Viper going up against you. But, well, at least we got some rubber banding now. It's got nerfed and nerfed and nerfed. Of course, it's very little now at this point, but I still believe that if there is anything which can mount a comeback, this is going to be the small thing. Just because VP, they do have some answers for the split push, but not every answer in the book is going to be the best one. If you think about the Lincolns on the Morphling at Doom, well, it's a level death into a Doom, which means always, I mean always, there's going to be some more sort of replicate hanging around, and then Hani's going to be good to go. And so maybe an arrow can catch him out, but I mean this is Hani after all. He's very experienced with the Red Dota. I mean this is, after all, the Fnatic who kind of invented this. And I wonder really what the answer for the split push is going to be from BP. If this goes late, I think BP are going to be having some troubles there. And meanwhile, top lane, BZZ, well, he gets caught out. Lunachet is there, and well, now it's going to be Rice though, like you mentioned. They finally got some sort of answer there.
Oh, the arrowhead!
Oh, look at the damage coming out. This is way too much. And Ace also gets brought down. This is double, man. Ouch. Well, maybe there's no late game. Hopefully not an Ogre illusion though. Well,
When you're the one initiating with Lasso and you're feeding 2 lives away, maybe not. We're going to see them attempt to bring down the raid boss here. 3v1. Can they do it?
No, we can't look at this play. Then there's going to be Sadoi coming in as well. Well, there's a TP, and the TP is going to be BZZ, but they might get G. Oh no, the stomps! Oh, the plays! The plays! And now it's going to be come with me. Sadoi is up in the air, the split is going to be forced out, and here comes the whole rest of the party, and it's now Hani. He doesn't have the mana to shift, he's going to be doomed up, and, well, Yo might be falling here, but still Hani will be dying from this end. Well, while it's great that G actually fell down, he just balled back for this, and he's straight back in the fight. This is VP smelling blood in the water, and well, who can fault them for buying back? This is such an important fight to make here.
Yeah, but still, I mean, that is, with a 12,000 net worth and the kill streak as it was, Morphling getting the unstoppable streak of the Viper did, even with his death, net him 470 gold, and the Viper did buy back, costing him 800. So, momentum shift for sure, but it doesn't seem to stifle Virtus Pro's momentum. They can go look for the next Roche. Obviously, it was unfortunate the Aegis expired just before that fight. But with the next Roche cycle, they should be pretty confident going high ground, and they can always kind of go for the split push across the other lane. So while they're maybe pushing in mid, they can have some creeps pushing in the bottom lane, the Necro, the Nature's Call, and they can just make sure that they are spreading it so that Fnatic can't just Firefly one lane and maybe counter push it with Ignite. They have to commit, they have to fight it out, and that's where Virtus Pro break the base.
Yeah, and also, I kind of dig the item just though in the shot of Fnatic right now. And he's picking up a massive madness, he just wants to go quick and, well, he finds Jottam. See ya, Jottam, it's nice knowing you. Clap, here we go, Rise picks himself up a kill, and these are the pickups you kind of need to find as Fnatic. Goldruff is so heavily in favor of VP that there's gotta be something, like, you gotta create some space, and well, they're doing exactly that. It's nice, a 900 gold change just for 1 kill, it's actually pretty amazing. And well, the rubber band is real. Would it be enough? I don't know, but he's gotta say.
It's going to be so hard for Hani. He has so much on his shoulders right now. He will pick up the Yasha for himself, so more movement speed, more attack speed, and potential to Manta dodge things like Viper Strike. But I think the best use of it will probably be trying to panic avoid an arrow. If an arrow is already on its course, maybe he just got caught in a sprout and he already uses waveform or something, you can just try to pop the illusions to essentially tank the arrow for you, and that could be quite beneficial in its own right. But at least for now, Hani pushes a little bit on the top lane, forces a lot of TPs. That's 4 TPs, 1 cancelled. I don't know, Virtus Pro apparently really are fond of this tier 1 top tower.
Dude, you gotta protect it, alright? It's a flower. It's a flower, and you don't do bad things to flowers, alright? Anyways, top lane, there was a Bruce split forced out, and well. We're on our ultimate once again, and I don't know about this place. VP really gotta go and finish things, like, soon. And now there's the opening. 100 seconds cooldown on the Brewmaster split. You can just go and maul down mid lane if you want to.
Yep. So yeah, at this point, they have to get the lasso and pull him into the base. Ace does have the BOTs, or sorry, no, the Mask of Madness with, although he doesn't have BOTs to make it 522 movement speed, he certainly can increase his rate of retreat in which he can pull an enemy into. So looking to find just a quick pick off on somebody, and maybe in spite of the corrosive skin ticking because of Firefly, still trying to have a lot of movement speed to pull Viper into a bad spot. Because I still think the Viper has to be the target priority. The Doom is nice to pick, but he's also to a point where he's almost even tankier than the Viper. His Shiva's Guard on top of the potential Scorched Earth and 1600 HP. Like, they're both very, very difficult to bring down, but they have to focus one.
So discussing how to do this fellas, and I imagine he's going to be just even more tanky very soon. I'm not sure if this is going to be an AC build now to just go completely crazy on the armor, or if he's going to be picking up some sort of X refresh of what we see sometimes from the Chinese Dooms. I certainly wouldn't mind this, but at the same time, why not go for something very aggressive and maybe just get some more control in? I would love to see some sort of... I mean, anything which can gives you some sort of control, maybe even a sheep stick, just to control the morphing for a time being.
Well, for now,
like it.
Yeah, for now, 653 is going to go for the BKB. He's got the Metal Hammer coming out in the Courier, and I mean, it's not a bad choice, but it's only really nullifying the impact of the Ogre and the Brewmaster. You're not up against the Ethereal Blade just yet, and obviously the Bat Rider and Bane have their own ways of working around the BKB.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Mino once again, Grand Theft, well, not really theft, it's more like defend the tower, get to the tower, everyone. It's pretty amazing. He's just like having the time of his life. But there goes the Doom actually onto Ace, and this might be our, well, next big team fight. He has an arrow. Oh, it lands onto Ace. Oh no, this guy's Doom.
Shot him arrows!
Indeed. Man, this is so on point every time, and they've got the Moonlight Shadows. They have no odds on the side of Fnatic, and they're gonna be finding Rise. Rise tries to, well, self-sleep. Nope, not gonna be happening at all. Level Death is there once again, and it's BZZ picking up 2 kills for himself, and now you got an opening, 30 seconds, but this is not enough to push the base. These are only rather low level fellas, 12 levels up on the Bat Rider, not quite as much on the Bane, he's now level 9, and I think that he can hold this, to be quite frank.
I mean, they do have the Aghanim Scepter on the Brewmaster, so the fact that he's got 4 in all of his major skills is going to propagate right over to those Brewlings, and that's going to be pretty huge. Sidoi will be getting some nice deeps on to come with me, though. The last few right clicks coming through, needs 2 more. It's going to be the Doom to clean it up from the flank. Or not.
Well, there we go.
Come with me. He throws his thumb at him. He says, come at me, but it's not going to work well in his favor. He gets pinned down. And in this position, I still don't think they should risk without Roshan, but they can do whatever they want. They have, they just on G. That's going to be a long time before it expires. I actually missed the timer on that, but I thought it was going to be expiring within like 30, 40 seconds. He's actually got a few minutes on that thing, so we'll just keep pounding away at the tier 3 towers here, and it's going to be on a rise to make this big split happen.
It's going to be hard to do, and he's got to be on point, just controlling everyone in the fights pretty much. Do you even go for the Viper? I guess you just don't. You just try to throw him up in the air as much as you can. And, well, you gotta go quick though. It's time, like right now on the right hand side. There's going to be a flank set up by Ace, and he really wants to go in there. You can see him on the right hand side. Now he goes for Sidoi. This is a very juicy target. Actually, he's going to be dying very quickly. He's now back into tier 4s. Oh my goodness, Massive Man is doing so much work. And now, well, it's the Viper up in the end. They try to not go for the Viper. I like this decision, but will it be enough? Well, not quite. They've got the BKBs. They've got the Fiend's Grip as well. Ace can't really go to do too much damage here. It's going to be Honey. It doesn't have a Manta Style. No illusions anymore. Oh, the damage onto Jodam. He leaps away. The Moonlight Shadows now once again. And, well, Moonlight Shadows, where's the reveal coming up? Not sure. And there's the Doom onto Arise. He runs. He tries, but you cannot run from those guys. Not from G. Not this guy. He's way too farmed. And here comes Honey, way farming out of the Sprout. And, well, it looks like this is going to be... Well, at least not the Rex falling just yet. Well, maybe it's going to be now, Blaze. And the game is going to be rather hard, but you lose a lane of Rex 31 minutes in. I'm not sure if this is going to be enough. I guess it is, but, well, you know, I've seen crazier comebacks.
Yeah, certainly have, and Honey is getting a lot of gold momentum off of these fights, but still, the buyback of the Nature's Prophet is really the only major cost here. 633 jumping in, though. They could lose him. If they lost him, that would be huge, but for now, it's just the Aegis of G. Throws out a quick Viper Strike, forcing back Ace, and yeah, they're just going to be forced back to their well once more. So they lose the top lane of Rax, and Virtus Pro only have to really commit that buyback on top of the Aegis to make that happen. So overall, Virtus Pro get what they came for. Very nice decision making and movement there, and it just shows that they're just a little bit too big. They're a little bit too hard to bring down. I was talking in the draft about how Fnatic have a naturally tanky lineup, but they don't have the items to boast it behind what we see from Virtus Pro. Virtus Pro are just immense as far as their progression right now.
Yeah, also the refresh is going to be coming up for BZZ in just a bit, and well, game was already pretty damn hard. Now, if you go up against two Dooms, if you find the blue before he splits, this is going to be a game, and meanwhile, they said, why not? Okay, well, apparently I'm too tired as well. Jokes on me, I guess. But this is a good pickup. 75 seconds on the sidelines is going to be the Nature's Prophet, who's spotting a scythe as well, so that's some juicy stuff. I couldn't click the fight recap. Oh no, would have loved to see how much gold went the way of Hani.
Yeah, but in the end, it's just going to be the dieback, I think, is a bigger deal. The fact that he's off the map for 60 seconds allows Fnatic to get a little bit more breathing room, take the tier 1 in the middle without worrying about profit in their base 5 seconds later. So that's going to be pretty nice. Fortification is available, though, and should be used. Yeah, just a good habit to be into with the new glyph change. And yeah, it also is one less tower for them to be able to TP to get the easy Roshan. So maybe that'll give them the space they need, but they aren't happy with that just yet. 30 seconds still left on the clock. They want to burn down this tier 2 as well, but VP may consider to deal with that. They're getting the refresher out on the Doom now. This is going to be the timing. If they could get the double Shivas, double Doom, then they can pretty much hold any position.
Oh, but meanwhile, bottom line, there's Ace waiting the wings, and Yol as well. Morphlings coming in for the BOTs, and well, here goes Yol already. The damage is so damn real. Defensive disruption, though, and Moonlight Shadows, not enough for a rise. He claps it down, and well, the tower is defended. Shadow Demon dies. That's not too bad, I guess, for Fnatic. They just want to find those pickers, which means another 37 seconds of breathing room just to get things back into their kind of courtyard there. And actually, let's check the gold graph. Yeah, it's coming back, Blaze. Look at this. We saw a 16k gold lead. And sure enough, the racks are gonna be down. But boy, this is amazing.
Yeah, this is actually, I mean, it's at the beginning of it, but still they need a lot more. They get the full Manta BOTs on Hani, so he's pulling a lot of gold out of nowhere with a couple of these major kills, but that Doom refresher is still so huge. I mean, double Shivas, double Doom, and I mean, what can you really do? The Brewmaster falls apart, the Morphling falls apart. It still does not negate passes because he has no Aghanim Scepter, but right now that's not really the big concern. The fact that they're silenced, the fact that they're taking damage, and they just can't really act. It's brutal, man. It really is.
Especially if you're going up against Refresher Doom, it's like you don't even want to lose anything outside your base. At the same time, you're seeing all this juicy farm, and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. The game is damn hard, and well, apparently some people find it interesting that Bane has a Tenga. This is absolutely disgusting.
I think it's a parallel here. The Refresher Orb versus the Tenga, they're both green. They're both,
yeah, you're right. And they both, I mean, they're both amazing, right?
Yeah.
So definitely I can see this. Oh, well, it's gonna be hate. Oh, come on. This is a replicate, guys. Whoa, they're actually baiting the replicate. Now they go for the split, and this might be a really good team fight for Fnatic. Yol already dropping kind of low. The BCZ Doom can't get this stuff off. Not at all. Maybe there's gonna be more. Now he gets one Doom off. Doesn't refresh. He's gonna be falling surely. Sometimes someone kill him, actually. Now he falls. Ace with the double land. Jodam leaping away. This is exactly the fight Fnatic kind of needed there. They trade 2 for 1. And also, well, there was a deny coming up on the Bane, so there wasn't even a kill happening. There was just 1 deny, 2 kills, and meanwhile, Hani's taking the tower. This is still a long road to climb, but they're getting there somehow, some way. It's a miracle if they do this.
Sure enough. I mean, these are the kind of fights that Fnatic need to take, where they fight outside the base, so there's not an easy target. But now they are going to get Hani turned into a piglet. No mana available, but still pretty quick with BOTs and Manta. And the illusions are enough to force Sidoi back, it would seem. So yeah, taking the fights outside the base, make it so that VP don't have a clear target or a clear objective when the fights break out. It's just chaos, and that's going to be ensued in the ranks of Virtus Pro whenever the Batrider initiates from this point forward. So with the double Force Staff, they can really cause some real problems as far as pulling somebody very far out of position. And Virtus Pro, they have decent ways to respond with the Hex, with the defensive disruption, but it's going to be on them to react very quickly and just to know really what's expected of them in those situations, to keep the Doom up, to get the most potential out of him, and obviously to keep G rolling as well.
Well, gotta say, still, Let's see. Next Roshan is gonna be up in a minute. So, Fnatic or VP? Who's gonna be taking this one, Blaze, if I put you on the spot right there? I mean, surely VP, right?
Yeah, surely. Honestly, like, it's got to be something huge. I'm a really big fan of Morphling, and I think he's a very powerful carry, but if Virtus Pro just play this right, get Monkey King bars up if they need to, use the double Doom effectively. I mean, this is a double refresher Doom. I mean, 6-3 has to be able to pull forward, you would think, but all the same, it's still them holding, and as long as they keep taking these fights intelligently, they're going to be right back in this game in not even 10 minutes time. So I still think Virtus Pro will take it in the end, but they're making it very difficult on themselves the way they've approached these last few engagements.
Yeah, well, Roshan up in 5 seconds. Yol is gonna be... No, Yol, don't go out, dude!
Don't
That's
do
not
it.
what you do.
No. Oh my.
Oh, yeah. Anyways. Game is gonna be long and hard, I guess. Although, to be honest, let's see, gold per minute. Well, Hani's farming close to 600. Well, there we go, one Doom. No Doom yet. Oh, well, and they tried to turn this on into BCC. Well, imagine he's got a crap ton of armor, and he does exactly this. He just evaporates, then here comes Sedoy as well, and, well, the Blatant is doing a lot of damage, but Sedoy is just dying. He's just dying from all these illusions there, just killing him. Ace nearly dropping down to the Blade Man and the Necrobook illusions, but meanwhile, Hani is just getting a lot of extra farm from this, and this is Fnatic getting away with murder, Grand Theft, well, Grand Theft Doom, I guess, and also Sedoy died. These are two carries you really don't want to give away. Not as bad as the Viper, but the Viper as well. I mean, just gotta be careful with this sort of engagement. And here comes a Rise up against
Really?
3. Oh, a Rise, please!
Whoa! This is the most aggro play you can expect from this guy. But he's got Rise behind him. Gonna go with the Force Staff, looking for the Fiend's Grip. And they are gonna have Hani jump in. So he can BOT to those Brewlings very effectively. And obviously he certainly packs a 1-2 Sucker Punch.
Yeah, I guess it works. I mean, if Hani gets the kills, oh, he might be finding more Yol. And Hani's like, wait, no, he didn't see him. Oh, I guess he did. Just didn't want to go for it. Well, end of the day, 3 dead on the side of VP. Super aggro play from Arise. He knew exactly what was coming for him. Was Hani just making his way over. BOT is just paying off so nicely for the Morphling so far. And, well, Hani really has an obsession with BOTs, and I'm sure everyone knows it already. But still, he's making it work every time I watch him play it with the rather early BOTs.
Yeah, and obviously they're stronger than ever before, so there's a lot of potential there. But we do see the Roche Pit being taken down. Of course, the Brewmaster helping a lot in that regard, but we see the Shiv is getting clear vision. He jumps right in.
Yeah, he's gonna be going for it, and once again he drops. Look at this, how fast he just dies, and he got one Doom off onto a Rise, but he has no split for another 30 seconds. Anyways, come with me, very low, the arrow connects, he's dead. They're all dead actually on the side of Fnatic. Now it's Hani against the world. Where's the Aegis? Someone's got it, someone actually has it. It's snatched. Oh no!
It's still on the ground!
What? There it is. Viper's like, alright guys, I think you lost something there. let me take that for you guys.
I don't know, man.
What?
One right.
Guys, what is going on?
Man, it's just chaos. All the triads and stuff, they're clicking around, but Hani also just trying to escape with his own life. Not even worried about the second one. Just tries to stay alive because he knows that if he goes down there, that he's going to have to buy back. That's going to set him away from his next item, and eventually they're just going to lose based on that kind of trajectory. But in this case here, they only lose the buyback on the Batrider, who's already got his core item set up, and they're going to be able to counter push enough that maybe they can hold it. They have the Primal Split back up in 20 seconds, and the Doom is not up for 45. So this is a point where Virtus Pro can't force the issue on the tier 3, and it is going to be denied by the Bat.
Yeah, well, interesting. I was kind of sure you'd be using the Glyph early on, but... Well, it doesn't matter too much, I guess. You just lose your tier 3. It's gonna be good to go. I mean, as long as you don't lose 2 lanes of Rex, this is still a very open game. I just... yeah, and the net worth is telling exactly this. Sure, Fnatic lost the last team fight, but they were looking so damn sharp. Just so long. And also, Ogre, Bloodlust, is just disgusting. I don't know, man. I love myself some Ogre supports. You just look so amazing as a carry. You're big, you're red, you're amazing, you hit so quick, and... Well, also movement speed, quite good.
Yeah, I honestly think that one big thing that Sedoy is lacking is a Blink Dagger to initiate with the Hex. Like, he can teleport in and that's all well and good, but to actually pin down a Morphling, you need not only a way to break the Linken's, like the ranged Necronomicon's mana burn, but you need to get that Hex very quick. So, I would love to see at least a 4-staff, if not a Blink Dagger on Sadoy, and you can obviously drop one of those Null Tallies or even the Blade Mail, which I've seen it use a couple times. It's been alright, but hasn't been like the make-or-break decision for him this game.
Well, the good thing is he's forcing Ace to play rather defensively, because it's a bad trader. He was already having some issues there with the Necrobook minions, and if you have Blade Mail as well, it's like, you kind of don't want to drag back the Nature's Prophet. He does it anyways, and he still gets away with murder like 9 out of 10 times, but it's rather risky, I guess. And, well, here we go, it's VP once again on the prowl, and it's gonna be a Doom up in just 2 seconds. Well, a Blink Dagger and a Doom. But no refresher, so, well, maybe Fnatic can do it. Let's find out, base. It's gonna be very close, that's for sure. Now with an Aegis on G. Oh yeah. But they've got it. I mean, they controlled him so well in the last few fights as well. It's always this blue split, blinking in, G up in the air, boom. Well, we gotta go now though, because you don't want to lose another lane of frags. Well, it's now G actually just right-clicking away. Meanwhile, BZZ tries to go for the Doom onto Arise. This is a very important pickup if they can find him. Arise still dropping kind of low. Now he's dead. Sadoy picks him with a long-range right-click again. Yeah, well, what can Fnatic do? There's nothing really. Now G pops his Aegis. Well, not the Aegis. He just has the BKB still alive, of course. And, well, Hani, meanwhile, just right-clicking G down. But this is not the target you kind of want to go for. BZZ right-hand side still alive for the time being. And it's just not enough right now. Hani now getting doomed. Oh, the second Doom. The winner of the game, maybe even. And here we go with a multicast. A 2-1, actually. And now it's a disruption. BZZ still alive. Forced up. Oh, the plays from VP. The plays. And now finally BZZ actually goes down. G as well. Man fighting up against Hani, who's by the way still freaking Doom, man. Now he can shift. He's got 5k HP. He hits for absolutely nothing. Doesn't matter though. He still has a long stun now with his left to strike. And well, still Fnatic. Yeah, they're trying hard, but it's just too much here. G, the Aegis was actually the X factor in this sort of engagement there. And well, they might not lose the melee Rex. They actually might not be losing this still. It's gonna be a 1 versus 3 because Morphling is back in the base. Come with me, dies right there. And well, now it's straight back to the melee Rex, and Hani can't do too much.
Yeah, so they got the full top and mid lane. The bottom one's going to be going down. Hani's last stand here with the Brewmaster. He's buying back. He's getting into it, and we'll see what they can accomplish. He's got the Scotty. He's got the chase potential, but he honestly, every piece of damage he takes just weakens himself by morphing strength, and in the end, he's just not going to have the kill potential against a hero as tanky as a Viper, or in this case, how Sadoy has gotten as well. They both have a lot of HP to work with, and yeah, the Hani just isn't able to counteract it in full. They still in a 2% chance to come back in this game type position where he can actually fight against those creeps. He can actually push them out of the base. He's got the attack speed for it, but they don't actually get anywhere. They keep them away from the base, but they don't get to a position where they can actually bring the game back into their favor, and it's going to take the most colossal screw up from Virtus Pro in order for that to actually happen.
Next road in 5 minutes. Maybe VP is going to put an end on the cover then. I feel like teams are really just not liking the idea to push without Aegis now. Because you lose so much. It's disgusting. It makes for some good games though, gotta be honest.
Yeah,
I kind of like the patch.
Yeah, it's hard to justify sometimes when you have the late game carry who just needs this one major item and he just is able to turn it all around with a couple of kills there. But the fact that they've tweaked the numbers enough, it makes it a very gradual thing. There still are extreme possibilities and extreme circumstances, but we've seen that although those numbers are gigantic, that it's not enough to turn the game anyway. So when you put it in the context of the game, I really think that there's a lot of value in what Valve has done.
Definitely, yeah. And also the idea that you still have some sort of chance if you play it outright is pretty awesome, I think. Anyways, it's still Fnatic trying to do their thing, which is bit pushing, and the more you do it, the more risky it's gonna be. Now there's still a tier 2 just sitting down there. Quite pretty actually, 1500 HP. And, well, Hani can try to go for this. I'm sure VP are going to be happy if they trade this tower for just a bit of base damage. And, oh, we got to keep in mind, 200 HP left on the tier 3 in Fnatic's base on the bottom lane. This is not too much, and, oh, Rice going to be dying there. Sadoy, do you have an ultimate? Could have used it right there, but I guess he's got some mercy today. Got it. There it is. There it is. Yeah, this sure would have killed him. Oh, the arrow? Not quite on the mark, and... well, Hani now's coming in on the right-hand side. There's a disrupted target, but, well, that's a nice one. 633 actually gets just blown up just like that. All the armor in the world can't save him, and now it's Jeep. BKB activated. They don't wait for the Aegis, not at all they do, and Well, in the air is one, that is Sedoy. Oh, the Blade Mail, come with me, can't really go for it. Well, he can, but he didn't get the movement fast anyways, and now the split is gonna be over Arise. He has no refresh up, no nothing, he's still building on it, and, well, still, Sedoy is just dying from this. Honey's way too big, Honey's doing so much work now, G, with a Fiend's Grip. Oh, Rise, may he be the savior of Fnatic, and yes, they do get G, it's amazing, actually, and now Jordan, they clean house, they actually clean house. What?
Wait for the recap, man. This is gonna be absurd. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Holy
goodness.
crap.
Are you kidding me? Alright, I take everything back I just said. 10k experience, 10k gold.
What?
Well, to be fair, there were 2 buybacks in it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that just adds more fuel to the fire there, but it's still absolutely absurd. Morphling just gets a free dataless there, still 3k gold banked up. In this case, he knows the...
all reliable.
Yeah, he knows he's up against Monkey King Bars and potentially an Aghanim Scepter, as well as the Hex, so he's not going to go for the Butterfly here, but just going for the hard right-click damage, and, yeah, what do you go for after that? I like Satanic, but eventually that Doom, again, is going to have Ags, and the lifesteal will be nullified. Is that enough to shy you away from it, or you just go in for the big right-clicks, essentially allowing you to stay in full Agimorph the entire fight?
I gotta say, I mean, never go for agility, but in this case, yes you do. Just like, just go big, dude. But, whatever, let's see. Ah, there it is. Finally refresh all this up. Because I was missing this so badly. 48 minutes in and that's... Oh, well, meanwhile, someone's dying. What is Rise doing there? Seriously, Jesus Christ.
It's a good spot, you know, get the nice little ward up here.
Yeah, it's nice if you get caught out there. Great.
It's, you know, space...
Space created, yeah.
No, it's not even that. It's more like space scouted. Like he's not creating space. They move an inch, they kill him in 2 shots. But at the same time, he's aware of them killing him, and that vision, that knowledge,
it's like intel.
Feeds that information to the team, and they're able to make decisions that are a lot better than his.
Right.
Yeah. You know, I mean, controlling the pit is very important at this stage of the game, so in all seriousness, it was a risky move that could have paid off if they saw a rotation towards the pit in a critical time. For now, though, they've got the wards covered.
Always.
Rise goes down, and now the Hex comes out.
Always. Always. That's very unfortunate. 70 seconds on the sidelines, given he's got a buyback. That's better, well, investments you can do for the money on that. And it's time to defend the last lane of Rex. I think Ace has to buyback right away. Here we go. Because there's no way you can delay this or like bait someone to go in, because this is what VP are going to be gunning for anyways. Wait a second, how do buybacks look actually? We got a cooldown on Ace obviously, on a Rise, 20 more seconds, on Nature's Prophet, and on the Doom for 2 more minutes. So if I'm VP, I'm feeling a bit scared to be honest there. Maybe just wait for the Roshan. It's going to be up in, well, a top sub minute anyways, and of course it's going to be up in 30 seconds, so... Well, if you're smart, you just wait, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be the best way to go about it. Obviously, they've had some trouble breaking that last set of racks and getting in the fight in full. And I think a lot of it has to do with the Doom and how well he's been able to survive these. I would actually have to say that he's probably got to be the Aegis prioritization target more so than anything like the Viper.
Yeah, well, definitely not the Viper in my book at least. I think it's going to be fine. The biggest problem is going to be double Dooms. And of course, well, still Sedoy, because he always gets just zoned out so much. He can't really go as aggressive as he wants to. And this is mostly due to the fact that he is rather squishy. Yeah, sure, he's got 3k HP, like, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, Hani hits like an absolute monster truck. His Adaptive Strike does well above 600 damage right now, and that's absolutely disgusting. So, you can just kill whatever is coming in his face, and, well, with the Daedalus now as well, you know, the damage is gonna be just disgusting, and he's got great attack speed with the Bloodlust. He's got already pretty good one, and he's gonna be so damn tanky as well, so... VP. Oh, if they get this pick up though, this could be pretty damn huge.
Oh, the Replicant.
Oh, that was close. Jeez.
He actually pops it right on Lincoln's. I'm really ambitious there. I mean, obviously, level death. I don't know, like, why would you open with Doom there? I mean, you know he has the Lincolns. Did he think that his ally would be able to break it just barely in time?
Because if you go level death into Doom, there's no way that Hani doesn't just replicate out.
So hoping for a chance that like Johnham got the 4-staff off in that millisecond that he revealed himself.
Yeah, or Sedoy, because there was a TV from Sedoy actually, and it could cancel that. I was so sure this would have been like a casual scythe use, just to get the Lincoln's procced, and well, Scythe's pretty good, nice range instant, you know. I'm digging it. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of potential there. We'll see if it's enough to finish off Honey. He is going to be going for the Satanic here. Helm the Dominator first, but you better believe that's what he's going to be going for. And if he can get buyback plus Satanic, I honestly think the Fnatic have a real good potential to hold here, because a lot of people don't get to see this right-click build come out in full force from Morphlings, but Satanic is one of the most absurd items you could get on Morphling. Just able to have an infinite health pool means he can actually do what is almost impossible in any other circumstance. You can actually morph Agi mid-fight. Usually it's always, you're tapping into more strength, you're getting more durability, but you're losing your damage. But with that second wind of the Satanic's active, he's able to actually bring himself back to full agility and just deliver the huge offensive potential.
Yeah, I'm also curious how this is going to be working out now. Given there is going to be lots of lockdown on VP, and it's like every time Fnatic try to go for any sort of fight, it's alright, we gotta absolutely nail this. If Doom gets 2 Dooms off, we're gonna be getting absolutely shredded. If not, well, we might have a chance. And this has really been the story of the game after Doom picks himself up a refresh orb, so... Well, I'm curious, now it's gonna be VP sporting an Aegis, and it wasn't quite enough damage from Fnatic, so... Well, it was like a half-hearted attempt there, to be honest, because it was only Hahani going in, and anyone else was like way too scared, because they couldn't get the ward off. I think. Yeah, exactly. Like this ward is now coming back to haunt them. When Ryze was going there and he tried to ward, well, he got spotted out, and so it got de-warded. With a ward, you could have done the Roche, and unfortunate stuff coming up, but still. Now the time is gonna be in VP's court. Well, they kind of want to at least push this advantage out. I wonder if they could just YOLO on the Rex. I don't think so, to be honest.
Well, if we actually look at buybacks, so they don't know this, but we see that there are only 2 buybacks that are completely unavailable, and 2 that are just a little bit out of the picture for Fnatic here. They need 80 more gold on Brewmaster, 60 more gold on Bane, but the other 2 are far from a buyback. So if VP forced the issue here, it's all on Honey. He's got the 2 lives. He's also, of course, got that Satanic, but it's all about him.
No arrow.
Making the impact. Arrow will connect on nothing.
Jeez.
Very, very fortunate for Fnatic to try to hold this position. The game would be over with 1 good arrow, but now we see the Hex come through. They break the linkage, and this might be life number 1.
Well, not quite. There's a 3-man multicast. Oh, are you kidding me? No, that was crazy, man. And now it's Hani just in the midst of everyone. He's still not morphing because he thinks he can still use anything. No, he can't. He has to buyback right now. For some reason, though, he doesn't. And, well, this is very interesting. This is very interesting. Hani, Jesus Christ, come on, dude. Buyback. There he is, back in the fight. Meanwhile, G gets himself a double. The second Brew Split is right now. And there is a Boulder Toss onto BCC. But the Rex and Jeopardy, if they go for the melee Rex right now, this might be game right here. And they're trying to do this. They're trying to go for the Rex. Oh, they won't succeed, though. It's a Doi. Well, spawning some new sets of 3 and big. Oh, the Blade Mail, it's not enough. It's not enough right now. No, maybe it is. Maybe it's going to be the Megas are going to be inbound here. Hani with the triple. But now it's go time. Fnatic. How can you come back against melees? Well, with a farm morphling, that's one thing, but you somehow gotta make this stuff happen. And I'm very curious. Hani didn't use his Satanic at all. He wasn't doomed, I think he was.
No, I think that he was just in a position where he knew that he had it in reserve. He knew he had it as essentially a 3rd life, and yeah, just try to use it in that fashion where he could surprise the opponents. VP think they have him. They kind of make a... Whenever you see a carry buyback and be right in the middle of the fight again, you immediately focus him. You say, okay, this guy, as soon as he's dead for the 2nd time, the game is over. And so it becomes a huge point of emphasis. But if he can kind of take the flak from his teammates, tank up all that damage, and then suddenly turn with that Satanic, then there's some huge potential for them to swing forward in the fight. But in the end, it proved unnecessary, only cost them the buyback, but obviously that's the longer cooldown between the 2.
I wonder if he sells his Lincoln just to get a rapier.
I don't know, man.
It's just go time, dude. Like,
yeah.
Doom is gonna be up in 4 seconds. This is not enough.
I think he's still afraid. I think he's still afraid of the Hex, still afraid of the Doom.
Okay. Unfortunate. And there's also like... The problem is now also gonna be, if you don't have the creeps to tank against you, the damage is gonna be too big, and well, they go for BCC once again. If they can bring him down, well, continuously, this is amazing. But so far, all those disruption, every time I see it, on point. But here comes everyone on side of Fnatic, they've got the gem. BCC dies, he's gonna have a buyback right now, but they have to bring down 1 tower. Yol also now dead. The buyback state is still looking pretty okay for VP. There's still 4 people alive, and everyone on Fnatic is kind of dropping low. But 1 tower down, this means now he can actually do some damage to those sorts of tier 4. Sedoi just goes down here. No, he doesn't. Now we got finally a Doom onto Hani. He dies, no buyback. This is gonna be GG. Too much, just way too much, because there's no damage anymore. Yes, it's pretty nice that we still see Fnatic just fighting on It's a good effort, A for effort, but in the end, well, here we go with Rise, getting brought down, as well as BZZ finally come with me, and meanwhile, the throne, we got some issues there, if you're a Fnatic fan. Oh boy, what a game.
Yeah, a very tough one to come back from, but Virtus.pro do claim it in the end. Hani, he really put the game on his shoulders, but one is not enough, especially not against a Doom, and yeah, in the end, it's going to be the side of Virtus.pro to triumph over the ex-MYM roster Fnatic. I mean, as far as standings go, they didn't really have a chance to actually qualify with the unfortunate standings that MYM took over to this Fnatic roster, but no matter the case, they put up a great fight. It was a really strong showing from them, but Virtus.pro, they just had too much in the early game. It wasn't even enough for a Virtus throw, honestly.
Dude, come on. It was well done by Fnatic, I might say. Like I mentioned, I mean, they didn't have too much, well, answers for the split push, and Hani got big, but wasn't quite enough. When one in your team gets big enough, this is, at least for me, this just doesn't feel like it's enough now in the current meta. Because if you have one carry up against like 3 other cores, yeah, it's nice, but you can just do some crazy things, and that's gonna be it. Otherwise, of course, maybe it's a Spectre, and then everything I just said is completely nullified, but still. Who's got a Spectre? Yeah.
Well, looking at the current state of affairs, there are 2 more games scheduled. We'll try to figure out who's going to be casting, who's going to be streaming, and all that other stuff as time goes by. Just we'll give you guys an update in a few minutes here. But next 2 scheduled games for Starladder Europe are Album S versus Fnatic, obviously the Fnatic roster you just saw, and then the final concluding game for today, MVMI or VP Polar versus Team Secret. Should be a good one. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in, and of course, this broadcast was brought to you by a trifecta of casters here. I myself am Blaze. You can follow me at BlazeCasting. As well, we had earlier on co-casting EGAD. You can follow him at EGADcasts. And of course, the one, the only, the streamer, the observer, and finally the co-caster. It is at Chipmunkle.
Right, yeah, I had to change it because people got offended by the pimp. Because I was apparently offensive to a woman, which is very interesting.
Chip.
Chip, yeah, it's not Chip. It's kind of stupid. Whatever.
It's awesome. Anyways, thank you so much, Chipmunkle, for helping us out there and really not only improving the quality of the stream, but giving me a little bit of ease of mind as far as that last game, because I am at this point